how you did it, but you actually survived an entire 2 days without hearing from Tom. Good job to you. And once again, good luck.
Welcome back to Ocala Talk. Monday, the rock home. Turn back over to the Taliban with the U.S. troop removals. And now 6,000 troops are going to have to go back in to secure Americans can get out safely. I don't know how that's going to work. What are you going to do? Hey, Taliban, we need to use the airfield that you just took back. Can we politely land in your airfield and come with our 6,000 troops and stand guard so you don't harm any Americans? See how that goes over. I'm sure that'll go over like a lead balloon. This weekend also, closer to home, tragedy struck, an early morning apartment fire. 18 people are now left without a place to live. The American Red Cross is assisting these families. The fire occurred sometime after 4 a.m. Saturday night at Hilltop Manor Apartments. That's a two-story complex. Has 4 different sections. It's located on Northeast Jacksonville Road. Angel Bradshaw got her 2 daughters out. They were age 1 and 3. She said she lived at her 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment since April. She said that she was asleep in her apartment when she woke up around 4:30 a.m. to check on her children. She said she smelled smoke, looked around her apartment, seeing nothing. She said she went outside, saw a neighbor standing naked outside of the apartment who said the building's on fire. She was able to get her kids out and everybody. No injuries were reported at the fire. Marion Fire County Rescue spokesman James Lucas said the call came in about 4:46. They arrived at 4:52. They saw smoke and fire coming from the building. They checked to see if anyone was inside the building while it was battling the flames. They brought the whole structure under control by 6:02. So if you can give anything, to the Red Cross, if you want to donate anything in the name of this apartment complex, I'm sure they're going to need clothes and they're going to need a lot of different things. Fire is one of those devastating things. And these are members of our community. These are the times we need to come together as a community and help. 18 people are displaced. They're homeless now because of a fire that struck Saturday night about 4 a.m. early Sunday morning. So they've been a day and a half now without a home. So get in touch with the Red Cross if you can donate anything charitable to help these people. Tropical storm Henri. That's right, not Henry. That would be with a Y. It's Henri. May develop today. The National Hurricane Center is watching 3 separate systems right now. Tropical storm Fred, it's about to go make an expected landfall along the Panhandle later today. But National Hurricane Center is also watching Tropical Depression Grace. It's approaching the southern coast of the Dominican Republic this morning. And Tropical Depression 8 is passing to the east-southeast of Bermuda. Tropical Depression 8 is expected to become the next named storm of the 2021 Atlantic hurricane season. It's going to be Henri. As of the last update that I had, the 5 o'clock, the 8 o'clock's come out since then. Tropical Storm Fred is located about 160 miles south of Panama City, moving north at 9 miles per hour. Boy, I got that wedding in just right in the nick of time. Tropical Depression Grace is located about 260 miles southeast of Port-au-Prince, Haiti, moving west at 15 miles per hour. And Tropical Depression 8 is passing to the east-southeast of Bermuda. How likely are they to strengthen? Well, Fred's going to be, 50 miles per hour. He's expected to strengthen before landfall later today, but not to hurricane force, still tropical storm force, 74 miles or lower. Tropical Storm Depression Grace winds are at 35 miles per hour. Little change in strength is forecast during the next day or so, but slow strengthening is expected to begin by Tuesday. Tropical Depression 8, winds are at 35 miles per hour. Slow strengthening is forecast, and the system is forecast to become a tropical storm later today. The pressure for Fred is 1,002 millibars, so it's not down below 900, not in the 900s yet. Tropical Depression Grace, the pressure is 1010 millibars, and 1012 millibars for Tropical Depression 8. Who's going to be impacted? Fred, of course, is going to impact the Panhandle. Grace is approaching the southern coast of the Dominican Republic. Flash flooding and mudslides are possible along Hispaniola today. Tropical storms conditions are possible across Bermuda and nearby waters on Tuesday, particularly to the south of the island from Tropical Depression 8. Forecasters urge all residents from the Caribbean islands to Florida to continue monitoring the tropics and always be prepared during what's expected to be an active hurricane season. You got 3 storms back to back to back right out there, and they're not all big storms, but they are all big rain producers. And sometimes you don't think about the flooding that could occur, but this is one of those instances where flooding may occur. Good morning, you're on Ocala Talks.
Good morning, Tom.
Hey, Hugh, how are you?
Pretty good. Congrats on your recent marriage to your wonderful wife.
Yeah, believe me, she's wonderful.
Yes. See, I think what's happening here is we're running out of African dust, and I would like to propose that we maybe send over a couple of thousand helicopters over there and kind of stir up the atmosphere a little bit and get some more of that dust out there to stop these storms from developing.
Well, I don't think you're ever going to stop hurricane season, but I get your point. That dust kept it under wraps for quite a while, and now they're making up for lost time, Hugh.
Yeah, I know they are. So it's a shame. I don't know why all of a sudden the dust stopped, but there must have been some kind of a weather pattern and everything else. But I'm sure that you could send as many helicopters as you wanted over to Africa. You're not going to probably do much to help the situation. But so far we've been lucky. The storms haven't been really bad, and they're kind of grazing us a little bit. It looks like the pattern's going to kind of. I think it's going to kind of stay the same. And I think most of these storms are going to travel probably into the center part of the Gulf and kind of stay away from Florida. That's what it seems it looks like.
That's what it's looking like. But if they just take any kind of wiggle towards Florida, they don't even have to come into Florida. With as wet as it's been, with the rivers up the way they are, the Santa Fe River is going to crest today or tomorrow, they predict, 3 feet above its crest level. The Swanee River is right at flood level. There's a lot of different rivers and all that are at flood level. That it's something, we think about storm surge flooding, and we think about, because we don't get a lot where the rain makes it so the rivers swell, but because we've had so much rain and so many of these tropical depressions and storms come through, we're soaked. So flooding is going to be an issue here within the next week or so if these storms keep, even if they give a little bit of rain to this area because of how wet we've been.
Yeah. You think that the aquifer is probably doing pretty good with all the water we've had, so hopefully we're above normal anyways.
You would think the aquifer is doing good with all the rain we've had, Hugh. Hey, Hugh, thanks for the call.
Yeah. Okay, take care, buddy.
Yeah, you would hope the aquifer is doing good. I mean, there's been a lot of rain. We'll talk with Carol Ann Baldwin, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin, and talk to her maybe about that tomorrow. And it's a storm like Fred that doesn't look like it's too much. It's going to strengthen back up, probably 55, 60 mile an hour winds. People go, oh, it's just a rainstorm. But with all that rain and everything, it can be deadly because you don't take it serious enough. And some of the most deadly things are when people drive their cars through puddles without knowing how deep the puddle is. If you come across a flooded roadway, do not drive through the flood. You do not know how deep or how quick that flood will happen, whether water will come rushing through. There's just so many variables you don't know. If you come to a flooded roadway, do not drive through the flood. That's how things like Fred, Fred doesn't look like it's going to be as strong with winds and all, tropical storm, 50, 55, 60 mile an hour winds, which are strong. You get those for 12, 13 hours. But he's also going to bring a lot of rain and a lot of flooding potential to an area that, by the way, hasn't fully recovered from Michael yet. The Panama City, St. Joe Beach, Mexico Beach area, still very vulnerable to flooding and storms because they haven't fully recovered from Hurricane Michael from a year and a half ago. Just keep an eye on the tropics, folks. It's very busy, and very busy real close to us where things could change at a moment's notice. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap up hour number 2, get you set up for Charlie Stone, he'll be here to kick off hour number 3 of Ocala Talks, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
Are you or your loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how